When you're running around by yourself making bad life choices, you always want those picture perfect fights that you can stick into a highlight reel. And sometimes you actually do get them. I ran into these two ScyFI issues camping a gate at 0. I crashed the gate, they both aggressed me. I repped my damage and came back to the gate at range after they jumped back in. One warped off, clearly trying to get some kind of warping on me as the other one started burning. And we proceeded to have a bit of a kerfuffle. Based on when they shot me on the other side of the gate, I knew they were the like high damage brawly fit. I didn't know the exact fits, but I knew they probably wanted to be right on top of me and fight close by. So I took advantage of the projection that the Harbinger offers to try to skirmish with them, and I know that I can kill a cruiser pretty quickly if I get the fire on it and hit it, and well, I'll let you see what happened. Basically, in any fight, you have to be aware of what your win conditions are, as well as the win conditions of whatever you're fighting. These two ScyFI, their win condition was for both of them to be right on top of me, doing a lot of damage, and my win condition was picking them off either through range or one at a time, and they ended up playing into my hand. They tried to do some fancy stuff with the warping and trying to land on me, but it didn't pan out as they anticipated it might. But sometimes you don't get the picture perfect fights, and you have to adapt on the fly to changing conditions or strange conditions. And there were a few interesting fights with this pilot and the Drake that just kind of highlight how you have to maybe be ready for things that you don't necessarily expect or off meta. I myself have used a lot of like bamboozle fits that win based on people just not understanding what's coming, and sometimes you just have to be ready for things that aren't necessarily what they seem at first, and adapt as you fight. The immediate micro jump drive caught me off guard, but I noticed he wasn't really moving particularly fast, so it was pretty obvious that with the tank and his lack of speed, it was no prop besides the MJD, and that made me feel comfortable just trying to go into conflag range and just punch him in the face. He punched me in the face, and I see that he's rapid light, so I'm fairly confident that he's gonna like go on to reload and I'm just gonna kill him. And even if I can't break him because he's just super tanked, I'm confident that I could run if need be. The tank on the Drake is really impressive and it does quite a lot of damage, but my mobility in this circumstance, although not contributing to the actual outcome of the fight, allowed me to engage in this way and still be pretty much safe. If the fight did not look like it was going my way, if the damage race wasn't in my favor, I could just turn around and leave and be no worse for wear, besides needing to like repair modules and such, but it comes out in my favor this time. The same Drake pilot comes back and wants to have another go. I get to repair in a station, with the NPC station, and so my modules are all shiny and new, but I don't really have many cap boosters, so I have to be cautious in this engagement. The engagement starts off differently. He doesn't have to MJD into me because we start at range, and so he gets to use that to reset his damage at one point, because MJDs are pretty good. If you don't have a scram, they are basically a get out of jail free card, and you'll see that used here. When he MJDs away like that, I'm kind of kicking myself. I feel like I should have known that was going to happen. I should have expected it because he MJD'd on me at the start of the last fight. And I should have tried to bait it out again, because I don't have a scram, so I can't really stop it. But even though I don't really think that I have the capacitor to actually take him out after burning to him again and engaging him, the mobility I have does mean that it's pretty risk-free to try. So I burn towards him and continue the engagement. I was torn between trying to go in and out and making them reload their rapid light missiles that take so long to reload, and just diving in on them and trying to do max damage. And I kind of waffle between going in and going out and that kind of puts me in a deeper hole in the fight. Sometimes it's better to just commit to something instead of waffling between two strategies, being unsure of which one is best. Because even if you commit to the option that would be worse, it's better than kind of half-assing something between the two strategies in the middle a lot of the time. And as mentioned, the Drake has no way to keep me there. Things aren't going my way. I just leave. I was playing with a fraternity gang that was trying to bait me into doing something stupid. And I don't need to be baited to do something stupid. I just do stupid things sometimes because I think they'll be fun. I think they have a chance of working. And if I'm flying around in something cheap like a battle cruiser, there's almost no real downside. If it explodes, it's fine. And if it doesn't, even doing something stupid gives you that adrenaline rush. As you see, I almost got it and got away. I did something stupid again later and they got me, but I had a blast with this gang, I really did. It's really important to know what you're actually fighting against. A lot of times what you're fighting against is time. When this bellicose is ramming me, it's a sure sign that it's not alone. I have to align, and I have to kill it, and then I have to warp before its 200 closest friends land on me. And it's not really a battle against the Bellicose. The Bellicose is trivial. It's a battle against time. Time is the thing that could defeat me here. And as you see, it exploded right as things are landing on me. Since I'm already aligned, I can already warp. So I got out by the skin of my teeth. I suppose you're all wondering how I got into this situation. I jumped into a gate camp blind. It happens sometimes. You have a moment with the gate cloak to look at the situation and consider, can I crash gate? Should I crash gate? Should I try? Maybe burn off in a direction and maybe engage. This is a situation with the people spread out a bit that crashing gate seemed like the thing to do. I was really lucky that all the combat ships aggressed, because on the other side a new challenger had appeared. Here's another race against time. I have a minute. They aggressed me, and they have to wait out for a minute for the combat timer. This Vexor I know has an afterburner, so I'm worried that it can get under my guns. But the hero of the day was the medium newt that did enough pressure to the Vexor's cap that I was able to use multi-frequency for the better tracking and keep on it, and it wasn't able to keep on me, and it went down. Here's some more ESS shenanigans. I was playing with the people left in a system after my small gang all went down, except me. I made it out alive, and I tried to take another engagement using the ESS to prevent them from being able to tackle me and have a bunch of people warp in. The ESS kind of allows really, really fun engagements even when you're in a system with 140 potential hostile targets. So I warp to the outside of the ESS and start burning away, even though there's quite a lot of people just looking for me, and they come and we do the dance of death. I have to keep burning to keep the scimitar burning. I have to kind of stress their capacitor, or else they can just outrep me. There's a point in which the scimitar actually puts some shield reps on me, and there's not a lot of things doing a lot of damage to me, like the Jackdaw and the Orthrus were the only two things that were really damaging me a lot. The Stabber was tickling me at best. Stabber, quite rightly, doesn't want to get close to me because I am pretty hard hitting. I had several chances to warp out, and I was aware of that. But that's not always what I'm considering. I was having fun, and in my mind, I had a completely legitimate chance of killing the Orthrus, maybe even killing the Stabber after that, and leaving victorious. I think that the ultimate outcome might have been different if I had all my heat in the guns at the beginning of the fight and if I had Pyro Lancia, but it was edge of your seat kind of gameplay. I was pretty high on adrenaline at the time, and I really enjoyed this. I was excited. I had a hard time sleeping after this. As a bonus, I'm also going to show the fight from the small gang that happened right before that last fight. You can kind of see how I fly in that situation, and a lot of the same skills that I use in soloing I used in the small gang, where you have to fly your ship, and you can kind of see maybe some of the things that I did differently than I would have done if I was alone, because I knew they were shooting at somebody else at the time, or that we had multiple people damaging something. But you can kind of see how I react differently when I have some allies and the conditions are different than if I was alone. It's kind of hard to explain exactly what I mean, so I'm gonna let you watch. As you see, I kind of have to balance keeping myself at a safe range with making sure that I'm applying to the things we want to shoot. A lot of lodges on field, so we have to try to pull people away from the logi or just blop the small things like that stiletto. The smaller the gang, the more important your individual flying skill is. When you're solo, it's obviously all on you, but even in smaller gangs, good flying to keep yourself alive is very vital to the success of your group.